Hello, my name is Detective Ren Spinner. Case log 23. When looking through the unsolved case files, I started noticing connections between these three cases. Due to this, I'm going to be marking down to have a more open case file upon further investigations. Starting 10 years ago, on March 23, 2016, reports of a break-in at Lewis Department Goods were called in. The entire storefront was destroyed when investigating inside the building. It was soon realized that nothing was stolen. Interestingly enough, all footage of the night was destroyed. Although nothing was stolen, evidence does show that things were thrown about, as if the perpetrator was trying to find something. The only piece of evidence left behind was strange dust particles. I'll later elaborate. When talking to the owner of the store, Louis Martin, he had this to say about the report.
Okay, so I wake up this morning preparing to open up shop, and so I get there, and to my complete shock, my entire store was just destroyed. The entire front of the building looks like it just got blasted right through. The doors are ripped right off its hinges, the glass windows shattered all over the place. I'm telling you, this is not natural. After calling 911, I started to investigate how damaged my store truly was. So I checked, and there was just all sorts of stuff thrown about the place. But the strange thing was that nothing was stolen. But yet, what I was told is that it did kind of look like it was trying to find something valuable. For what reason, I don't know.
Although no camera footage was recovered, we do have 2 eyewitness accounts from that night.
It was around 10:35 at night, and me and my boyfriend just got out of the local tab. We were celebrating that he just finally passed his exams, although he wasn't really a drinker. I was helping him back to my apartment when we were passing by Lewis's department store. We both noticed something off right away. I couldn't make it out much due to how late it was and due to our drinks, but we knew it wasn't human, to say the least. From what I could make out, it was this monstrosity. It looked like a bleeding corpse. It was all black, and from what we could see, it looked like it was looking through the store window, like it was trying to look for something.
I could remember the night vividly, given I was handed too much to drink, but I do remember that once we were exiting, I pointed out to the department store. Even though I couldn't remember much of that night, I do remember what I saw. Sunken in eyes, a crooked, giant smile, 2 horn-like things protruding from his head. His skin looked all pitch black from what I could tell could have been the lighting.
Given that we had no camera footage, it was obvious the perpetrator didn't want to be seen. This all being what we had during 2016, the case would be unsolved. We have given the culprit the name of Liquatio Corporis. 5 years later, on June 16, 2021, the second major account would emerge, although at first seemingly not related. With further investigations, the dots start to connect. At 4:18 a.m., the mangled and distorted body of Mr. Kevin Williams was found. He was torn apart from the abdomen. He was missing half his left arm and his entire bottom half. His body seemed to have aged 5 days within 3 hours of being found. Reports from friends and colleagues told that Mr. Kevin Williams was on his way to work to pick up paperwork from the night before. At first, it would seem as though this was a regular murder case, but due to the unusual circumstances the bodies undergo and similar residue as such as case 1, both cases seem to be connected in one way or another. The piece of evidence that puts in place of the connection and proves the alibis of the 2 witnesses was that of the phone left behind in the mining industry. I've had a colleague export the images that were on his phone, showing what he witnessed in his last moments. Case 3 is similar to Case 2. and that at first having nothing to do with the case, until looking into the backgrounds of all 4 people. Having connections to one another and business relationships, Connor Everett, Allie Anderson, Ray Rose, and Doug Rogers, all 4 of them have a track of record of working underneath a mysterious John Doe. Further investigation is required. While checking the homes of all 4 of them, the same dust-like residue was found. Ending off the case with the discussions of the residue that has been found in all of the crime scenes. The residue seems to be this mysterious dust emanating from some sort of rubble or mineral. After this recording, I'll be heading to the testing labs to pick up some reports on the material's origins. One theory of mine suggests that the substance could be emanating from whatever the liquidus corpus is. Of all witness reports and the external evidence provided the victims, culprit is described to be a black entity, menacing a human corpse with either liquid or dust emanating from it. Police sketches were ever drawn, but with all the evidence provided, I was able to give my colleague this information to depict what we know so far about the culprit. His name is Ren Spinner. This ends case log 23.